You already know what it is. 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 Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And shame the devil. I I look, I look, I look. All right, people, come on in. Just coming in for a little bit. Few minutes, that's all. Few minutes. Just checking in on you guys. This is live, uncut, unedited. Yes, yes. What's going on, people? Miss Beasley, what's going on? What's going on? Just checking in. Anthony Carter, what's up, Ant? What's going on? All right. Lake, Renee Jackson. Oh, y'all coming in here. Look at y'all coming on in here live, uncut, unedited. I tell you, live, uncut, unedited. Just coming to mess with y'all for a little bit. It's live, uncut, unedited. Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. Y'all know what time it is. Deborah Singleton. All right, India Baker. I see you. I see you. I see you. Ethel Liggins. All right. Armani versus Money. Okay, I see you. All right. God is in control. That's what I'm talking about. Nathan, what's up, Nathan? What's going on with you? What's going on with you? What's going on? Anthony Carter, what's up with you? Miss Virginia Beasley. I see you. 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 Arnett Black Sessions. What's up, Arnett? All right. Yeah. Yeah, get that door. I don't want that coming in here. That noise coming up in. All right, Gilda, what's going on? Monique McCoy, what's going on? We at lunchtime right now. Raymond Ivy, what's up, man? What's going on? I just checked in. I just want to holler at y'all real quick. And we know the weather is getting warm, and we just want to talk about crime just briefly, some just safety tips. That's what we want to talk about. So we say safety tips is you can call it prevention or whatever you want to call it, but some things we just have to avoid. And right. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Don. I see you, Don. I see you, Mr. Johnson. I see you, Laverne Smith Bell. I see you, Don Tyson. I see you, Katie Brown. I see you. What's that? Kennard, the DJ. What's up, man? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. That's what we got to do. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Eric, what's up? What's up, bro? Katie Brown. Yes, he did. Yes, Mr. Johnson won. But we want to talk about crime. Everybody have to do their part. Now, I want to explain to people. This is what I want to explain to people. Now that we're going to have a new administration, he haven't been sworn in yet, the new mayor-elect, but let's deal with crime. Now, we're facing a new administration, and we understand that the police that backed, the fraternal order police that backed Paul Violence, they didn't win. So these are some things we got to deal with. We probably have to deal with a lot of police pulling us over for little petty things, and it happens. So they're going to be out there writing tickets mad, and I'm going to tell you, people, listen, we need to be careful in the Black community because somebody mad. They're mad. And I'm just telling you guys, be careful. Be careful. A lot of police shootings start from traffic stops. It escalate. You know, remember the old golden rule? No sitting in cars in these high crime areas. We know that golden rule. We know the rule to the parents. Make sure you check your young sons and daughters' room, pillowcases, shoe boxes, socks. You have to do that, do a checkup. And you don't have to do it when they're present. You can wait till when they go to school and leave out, go right on in there and search. That's it. That's all. And if you find a pistol in there, don't say nothing. You just take it and do what you have to do with discard or whatever. And they don't say nothing, you don't say nothing. That's how you should handle that. And a lot of parents, y'all want a bulldoze in the room, which you have that right. But to make things smoother, when they go to school, that's the best time to go inside their room. When they go outside to play or the kick it with their friends, that's the best time to go in their room and check for things. That's the best time. That is the best time, people. I tell you. Listen, I'm not talking about politics today, people. Politics, I'm done with that right now. We're dealing with crime and prevention. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with that. And I want to ask the parents, when the last time that you told your son and your daughter that you love them? When was the last time that you hugged your son and your daughter? Now, you got to remember, sometimes when we leave out of these houses, when we leave from home, a house, there's no guarantee that we're going to return. I tell you that. That's the truth. That is truth, people. So we have to love on one another. We all we got, and we got to treat each other right, people. And if we can't get along with each other, we need to separate. I believe in separation. We can't get along. You stay on that side, I stay on this side. I see you, you go the other way. Avoid each other. And that kills the tension. As we always say, out of sight, out of mind. Man, that's what it is too, people. That's what it is. And so we need to be careful of the police. I'm telling you, they're upset. And they're finna have a new administration, and I don't know who's going to be the next police chief. We don't know. We know he's probably gonna have to interview some people. It might be a woman, it might be a man. We don't know. We just don't know. So these changes is coming, people. So don't think because Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson, the mayor now is hallelujah time that you can go out there, run a red light, and the police won't do nothing to you. Now this is not that type of party. Just want to let you know that. All right. We still have to respect the police. We still have to respect the law. We still have to respect businesses. We have to respect old people, children, and ladies, and things like that. That's what we have to do, people. So I don't want, a lot of us, we excited, we feel with joy. There's nothing wrong with that. But Brandon needs our help, and we need his help as well. We need help on the south and the west side where we at. So, people, we have to love on one another. We have to watch our children. And the number one problem is we have to be more attentive to our youngsters, because we know once our youngsters is not in front of us, ain't no telling what they in or what they about to do. So we have no control over that as being parents. All we can do is the best we can do, teach them right, love on them. Now, when they get away from us, we don't know we want to believe that they're doing the right thing, but sometimes that may not be the case. That may not be the case. All right. Somebody said an echo. I can't hear no echo. It's an echo. I don't know why. Mic check. Mic check. I don't know why it's echo. Let me turn this down. Shouldn't be no echo. All right. All right. Somebody said do not hire an outsider. All right. Let's see. What we got going here. No, I'm not discussing politics. And when I say Brandon Johnson, I don't mean necessarily because a lot of people believe that because Brandon Johnson was elected mayor, that everything is going to be all right. No, I'm not discussing politics. I'm not into that Democrat, Republican stuff right now. We're talking about us. We're talking about crime prevention, things that we can prevent from happening. Pay attention to our children, love on our children. When they leave out the house, search their bedroom. When they go to school, search their bedroom. That way you won't be in a rush and you won't be sneaking. You have plenty of time. When they leave that house, you have plenty of time to look, go in drawers and pillowcases and laundry bags and under the mattress. You got plenty of time to look when they leave that house. And you'll be surprised what you might find. That's what I'm talking about. And this is spring break. It is spring break, so we have to it's spring break. It might be because of the phone. This is spring break. Yeah. All right. There's a lot of work that need to be done. Okay, no echo on that end. Okay, all right. Well, no echo on this end. All right. So, number one, for grown people, no sitting, no cars in these high crime areas for extended period of time because you know somebody always gonna come by and spray. A sitting duck is a dead duck. We always talk about that. Number two, we're gonna search our children's bedroom when they go outside. Our teenagers, we're gonna search it because this is cleanup week, spring break. So this is things that we can find out that we need to know. Number three, let us stay away from let us reframe and stay away from lip boxing on Facebook. If you don't like a certain person, you feel like they're getting on your nerves, just delete them, block them, just do that. That'll make things easier on her, you know. That's it. That's it. So I just want us to be careful because the police was pulling a lot of people over in the areas. So we have to be careful, people. And we know that the police tactics that they used back in 1992 or even 2000 is not going to work right now in 2023. We're dealing with a different breed of people. So I just want to bring that to you guys. The weather is warming up. We're in spring, and we know here in the city of Chicago, once the weather warms up, the violence, it seems like it elevates. So we have to be careful, people. Try not to get into no social media beefs. Try not to, you know, get into no domestic dispute. If you're mad at your girl and she mad at you, one of y'all go take a walk for 30, 40 minutes or an hour, then come back and calm down. We want to have less contact as possible with the police. I'm just telling y'all, people, we need less contact as possible with the police. Well, what are you saying, Martin? I'm not saying we don't need the police. We don't want to have the police in our everyday life business. Now you got an argument with your girlfriend. Now she pick up the telephone and call the police. Now here's the police at your house now. And you know, as one thing lead to another and escalate. We don't need that, people. It's bad enough. We got problems. All right. So we want to try to stay away from that. Now, if you need to call him, we have to call him. Now, if he beating your brains out, you better call him. I'll tell you that much. All right. Oh, yeah, the keyboard gangsters. Stay away from these keyboard gangsters, man. And also, I do want to say that I got a call too. Hey, Marcus, go ahead, Marcus. You want to talk? Go ahead. Go ahead, Marcus. Marcus just called in, so I'm gonna let him say something. He got something on his heart. And people, I appreciate you guys because if it without you guys, I wouldn't be here. Just thank you. Marcus, are you ready to talk? Make sure I got Marcus on there. Hello? I know you're on there. Let's see.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Marcus. Do your thing, man. Whatever. We really not.
Can I speak my mind on this one?
Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Go
Uh,
ahead. Go ahead.
uh, we have a new mayor in office. Don't expect him to stop crime because to stop crime, it starts at home. I know a lot of people say everything the kids do ain't the parents' fault, but chastity begins at home. Your children imitate what they see you doing. So for some of you parents, I ain't talking to the ones that's out here doing it the right way, the so-called right way. But there are some of these parents out here who had these kids, they bring in any dog in the alley up in there in front of their kids, especially their boys, and they expect their boys to respect them. How can your son respect you when you're doing things that's disrespectful to your son? When you're bringing everything around him, how do you expect him to respect you? How do you expect a girl, your daughter, to respect you if you're chasing after your daughter's boyfriend? Or if you're bringing a young man in there that ain't too much older than your daughter and you're screwing them? How do you expect your daughter to behave? If you're allowing your kids to bring guns and stolen goods in the house, how do you expect them to listen to you or anybody else of authority? They're not going to. So the mayor the president, the chief of police, the teachers, the preachers, the activists, even the news people cannot stop your kids from committing a crime. But you as a parent has the power to do it. You have the power to do it. You are the law in your house. And I came up in a household where if my mother didn't buy it, she wanted to know where I got it from. And she wanted to see the person that gave it to me. And if she didn't approve of it, it didn't come in the house. That's the bottom line. I wasn't allowed to screw in the house, in her house, around her. But some kids are doing it, and the parents know about it, and they think it's cool, and they accept it. And those are the kids out here committing the crime. Can I just keep it real?
Yes, sir.
Our people are in a bad shape when we allow our kids to do that. And some parents say, well, I don't want to be as strict on my kids as my parents was me. You know what? If you ain't strict with a dog will bite you when you're telling it to do something right. It'll think that you're playing. And that's the same way your kids think. Some of y'all are sitting up here smoking weed with your kids. You showed your kids how to roll the blunt rather than how to read a book or trust God. I came up in a household where I was taught to trust God. I was taught my ABCs before I even set foot in a public school system. I was even taught politics. I knew about politics. Everything that I do, I was taught at home. Your first teacher is your parent. And you can be in a two-parent at home. It doesn't make a difference. A lot of people talk about the single mothers. What about the guys that made them single mothers and didn't take on their responsibility? What about the brothers that abandoned their sons like a broke-down car on the road and didn't take on their responsibility? Let's talk about those men who left these women with this responsibility. Because we often talk about the single mother and how the child is going to turn out. But there are children that come out of both parent households and turn out to be bad. Explain that to me. Both the mother and the father is bad. It's something they're doing wrong. They're not teaching their children. It's coming up on Easter. I remember doing a gig for a client. It was an Easter party. And this father showed his 8-year-old son how to throw up a gang sign. And I asked him, I said, you want me to take a photo of that? Yes, I'm paying you for it. I said, you really want me to take this photo? Yes, I'm paying you for it. I said, okay. Now, if I had been greedy for money, I could have sent that photo to every news outlet in the city of Chicago. And it would have made him afraid to show his face out the door. Because you're teaching your son how to gangbang, and you're not teaching him how to read or write. This is a black father. Black people, we could do better. Ain't no black man in City Hall or the White House gonna stop crime, because crime stops at home.
That's it. Hold it right there.
You want to stop crime.
Marcus, hold it right
home.
there. I'm going to let you talk again. I got another caller. All right, caller 3654. Go ahead. Hey, caller, go ahead.
This is me, brother Robert G. Brown.
Hey, Robert. Go ahead, Robert.
This is me, Robert.
Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, and another thing we have to do, we have to avoid confrontation and altercation.
I got to take a call, Mark. I'm going to call back in.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, so, because I know you was giving a step side. Another step is avoid confrontation, avoid altercations, and avoid going to these parties where there's a lot of drugs and alcohol, which is going to lead to altercations. That'll really save your life if you avoid all of that.
Yeah, that is true. If anybody else want to call in, you welcome. Go ahead. Hold on, Robert. 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. You're welcome to call in. And we're talking about crime prevention. That's what we're talking about. We're not on the politics right now. You know, saying the politics is good, but we want to let people know, don't think because Brandon Johnson got it, he's elected now, that all the crime is going to stop, that the police misconduct going to stop. That's not going to stop anything, people. So we have to continue to fight. We have to continue to fight, people. So we have to do our part. Marcus got on here. He explained something to us. Now Robert explained to us we have to avoid these confrontations and these wild parties with these drugs and alcohol. That and some people when they get high, they can't contain they weed or whatever they doing, and they want to fight. They want to argue. They want to shoot. So I'm just letting people know this ain't hallelujah time. Now we thank God for Brandon Johnson being the mayor now, but don't think Brandon Johnson gonna stop crime. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But we can, like he said, he's going to invest in youth, and we have to invest in our youth as well. We have to believe in it. We have to give them hugs. We have to talk to them. We have to search their rooms. We have to monitor things that they bring in the house, things like that. We talking about crime prevention now. It's finna get warm. Now somebody gonna listen. Somebody gonna be on my live and say, or on Legal Help Firm today or tomorrow, because somebody didn't listen to what we said today. Could have been all avoided. All avoided. Your son went out there and shot and killed somebody because you forgot to search a room for the gun. I'm praying that these guns jam tonight. And young people, those of you that are out there shooting and killing people, listen to me. It's not a video game. You can't hit no rewind button. Once that gun, that bullet leaves the gun, the chamber, there's no reset button. That's it. That's it. Am I right, Robert? That is it. That's
right.
Yeah. Go ahead, Robert.
And I want to say something too, Mark. Like, because I go to church. I go to Salem Baptist Church. Last night at the Bible study, we had 36 young people join church. 36 young people.
Wonderful.
From 17 to like 20 something, accepted Christ as their personal savior.
That's beautiful, beautiful.
And our church even putting programs. We're doing a Black Boy Literacy program this summer.
Beautiful. Because everybody have to do their part now. Everybody have to do this part. We don't want to make the fifth flow look bad. They already doubting the brother. So let's show people that we can work together and take our communities back and enjoy each other and watch things unfold. I already told you guys, we're on the right side of history. We made history already. Now we need to maintain history of a good report. We got to help this brother. This brother never been the mayor of the city of Chicago before, so he don't know what it's like, and he's going to need it. He faced death threats and all that the day he won. So, hey, we got to save our children, our family. That's right. We have to do that. And that's basically what I could think of. I got another caller calling in too. Maybe the caller give us some. We're talking about crime prevention. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about Democrats and Republicans. Now you hear us mention Brandon Johnson's name. We only mention his name to saying that we have to support and help him. That's what we're saying. So we're done with the politics right now. This talking about crime prevention. We're trying to how to stay alive, how to survive, how to avoid conflict. That's what we on right now. Hey, caller, where you calling from? 6197. 6197. Caller 6197. Your last four digits. All right. Caller. I know you're there. All right, let me plug my charger up. All right.
Something may be wrong with the phone.
I don't know what it is. Okay. Somebody else just called in, so we'll get a couple more callers, and the lines are open. We're not doing politics. Now, you can mention Brandon Johnson, but we use his name as a reference that we have to help and support, because a lot of Black people, I don't want them to get the wrong message. I don't want them to get the wrong message. I don't want them to get the wrong message. Hey, I'm live, big brother. I'm live right now. Okay. All right. So we don't want them to get the wrong message. Okay, again, 6197. You're live, uncut, unedited. If you're there, you can talk. 6197. Hey, caller. All right. All right. And another thing too, Robert, let's talk about the red line and the green line. We need to talk about that as well too. Because there's a lot going on there. It's a lot going on there too.
Yeah.
We got to talk about that too. Now listen, people.
Yeah, and on the blue line too.
And the blue line. Now, normally when I was riding the train, I would try to get on the train that's less crowded. And when I see some trouble brewing, I'm quick to get up and go to the next train. Just me. I'm trying to avoid all confrontation as possible. Now, we know that we have the homeless population. They ride on the train and, sometimes, they may be talking out loud. They may have an odor and all that. And sometimes instead of just making faces at them or saying anything to them, I just walk away. Try not to have eye contact. Try not to. Yeah. That's right. We need to learn how to avoid crime and prevent it. That's it. Anything else you want to say about the blue line, Robert?
It's actually a Facebook page called Red Line. A Facebook page called Red Line, and the stuff you see on there, it will just blow your mind. You got people smoking, doing crack, and when I saw the page, I'm like, wow.
Wow. Okay. 2841. We got a new caller just called in. 2841. 2841. 28 for caller. Where you calling from? 2841. All right. 2841 caller. Where you calling from? Yep, I changed callers.
Hi, Martin. This is Vicky Lowe. I'm calling from Chicago.
Hey, Vicky Lowe. How you doing? Come on, give us some of those crime prevention.
Hey, I just had a question.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a question on the crime prevention, and maybe you can help me out with this. But why don't we implement the low jack on the carjacking cars? Because I know the police have some kind of device that they could stop the car.
That would be.
They used to have that, so that's maybe something that we can implement back into law enforcement.
Yeah, that is good. That's a good point. Then since you said that too, I was in a gas station. I believe it was out in Hundreds. I think it was in Blue Island. I seen a young lady pull her car up right in front of the door. It was still running, music playing and everything. She pulled right in front of the door and walked right on there. That's a no, people. I mean, it's just like it's like walking out there, walking in front of a hungry dog, and you got a steak in your hand. People, we can't do stuff like that. Listen, young ladies that got little small hand babies and all that, when you exit the car, take your baby with you inside the gas station. Do not leave your baby inside the car. Well, Martin, the car is not running. They can't go. Now, still, the fact, don't do that. It's not worth it. We've had cases. I've been on cases where the person come up and carjack the mother, didn't even know the baby was in there, and they keep going. They're not going to just jump out and stop, because once they pull a gun on you and jump in your car and take off, first of all, they're not going to stop because they see a car seat in the back. They're not going to do that. So everybody's not like it. And you're right, sister. Low jack. And some of these new cars, you can control them by your cell phone, especially the electric cars, these high-end cars. They have an app where you can cut them off and locate them on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, ladies, and I'm going to say to the ladies, Vicky Lowe, you guys are the most vulnerable target when it comes to carjacking. They like you guys because they figure you're not strapped and nothing like that. You're not paying attention. You listen to your music, you're jamming and all that. And women have to really be careful. And I tell women, let me just say this too.
Here's what I would say.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Vicky.
Here's what I say for all the women. We need to be more visual. We can't be fooling with our phones when we get in our car. Do all that while we're in the house, and pull out. If you see a car riding slow past you and it looks kind of suspicious, just pull off. They're not gonna, you got better chances of pulling off and letting them, and try to get to a police station than to just sit there and let it happen. We have to be more vigilant. as a woman.
And I agree with
And
that.
don't think nothing's going to happen to us because we got to stop feeling with our purses and sitting there. You know, we do that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Vicky, and that's so true. And I want to say this to the younger ladies. I don't think it's the more older women problems. Of the young ladies that's nice looking, you know who you are, you know, and you have these thugs as boyfriends. Now, I can't choose who you can sleep with, lay down with. I call them gunslingers. And you know, everywhere they go, they got the hood on their head, they carrying a gun and this one at me and all that. Them type of boyfriends, you need to be with them behind closed doors. Actually, you don't need to be out in the open with them. They don't need to be driving your car. Am I right, Vicky? Because listen, if your baby daddy or your boyfriend commit a crime in your car, we'll just say he get into it with another gang or another area of somebody, and they're gonna remember that car. I'm gonna tell you one thing I learned about young folks. They remember cars. They remember cars. They remember, especially they call them people ops. That's the op car. Let's shoot it up. Now the op car got tinted windows. They don't know that the person who they looking for is not in the car. She just coming back from daycare, picking up her baby, and look at this. Look, this is what happened. Nobody, Vicky and Robert, nobody believes that it can't happen to them. They believe, oh, that ain't gonna happen. My brother killer here. If that happened to me, listen, people, listen. As good as I am with crime, that don't mean I can't become a victim. I just try to avoid certain areas and certain situations. I'm telling you for real. It's rough out here. Women, y'all have to be extra
And you
careful.
could be doing nothing, Martin.
Right. You're right.
And still get jacked at a stoplight. You just got to be vigilant, and we just got to, you know, just be vigilant.
Yeah. And we listen, and like they had the young lady, she's a beautiful school teacher over there on 55th and Low, got killed or something. That's a homicide. We don't know. I don't know what happened over there. We don't know what happened. Beautiful lady. So we don't know what happened to her. And I tell women, the women are falling just like the men. They not, listen, I don't care how cute you are, what your shape is, what your profession is. Women are getting it too as well as the men. And I tell young ladies, listen to me, young ladies. I'm just telling you, nobody's going to say, roll down the window and let me see who was in the car before I start shooting. They're going to shoot first. That's what they do. And I'm going to tell you.
And another thing.
Go ahead, Vicky.
Another thing, Martin, even though, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Vicky.
Even though some of us have guns, we can't shoot we can't have a shootout with them. If you have one, that's fine, but don't think you can shoot every last one of them because they all shooting and they have more ammunition than we do. So it's good to have a firearm if you have a carry license, but don't just think you're safe because you have that either. You got to know when to shoot and when you shoot, make sure you shoot. Don't just have it for show.
Right. And I always say, Vicky, I always say this, you know, I know you've been following me for a while. Just as much as you ready to kill, you better be ready to die. And that go for the shooter, the whoever.
That's right.
I'm just telling y'all now. You say, well, Martin, I got this thing right here. Listen, if it ain't in your hand when it come, it might be too late. Most of the time, whoever get the first draw, that might be the winner. Most of the time, that's not the case all the time. But I'm going to tell you, people, we have seen cases out here where people with their gun, with their conceal and carry, and they wind up still being a victim. It can happen to anybody. So I'm telling you, don't walk around here all arrogant because you conceal and carry. Okay? Don't walk around like you can't get got now. Trust me, because some of these criminals out here, they got the same mind as the police officer. I want to go home. I ain't going to let you do me. I'm going to do you first if I had to. And you know the street term is, Vicky. Seriously. I'm just keeping it 100% real, Vicky. And a lot of people have the mentality they rather get caught with their gun than get caught without it. They have this mentality. They said they'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. And that's in a rap. And that's so true. They'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. And some people live by that code, and they mean it. I'm telling you, I know a lot of gunslingers out there, and they don't go nowhere without their gun, and will shoot any little. Go ahead, Vicky.
Well, that's the life we live in now, though.
Yes.
That's the life we live in, though, now. It's a shame when you have to go and get you a carry license just to feel safe when you want to go visit your kid on the other side of the suburbs because you got to go between a bad neighborhood and you got to be ready. It's a shame that's how it is.
Now, I see you, Marcus. I'm going to call on you a minute. Divine Order said now they working in packs. And he right. Them carjackers, sometimes they be 2-car loads. You be thinking one carjacker run up on you and you don't even see the one on the other side. They listen, they ready. They not, a lot of times these carjackers not by themselves. Because I remember when I got carjacked way back in the day, I really only seen one guy. But when I got out of the car, it was another guy on to my right. I didn't even see him. So even if I got a shootout with the one on my left, which is on the driver's side, the one on the passenger side, he had me. So I didn't even see him. I was unaware. So this is crime prevention. We're not talking about politics, people. I'm letting you know. So you might hear us mention Brandon Johnson's name, but we're not talking about politics. We're talking about crime prevention, things to look out for. That's all. What this conversation can save somebody's life. That's all we're talking about. Okay, Marcus, before you come, I got a new caller. 9134 caller. Where you calling from? 9134. Last one.
From Chicago.
How you doing, my brother? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain.
Okay, come on, talk to us. We're talking about crime prevention today. We're not doing no politics. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. How are you, Mark?
Man,
how are you? I'm one of your great friends of yours. You know who I am.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say no name.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm a convicted felon. And I've been out of the joint over 26, 27 years. I've been trying to get my conceal and carry.
Right.
But I can't. So I'd rather be carried with it than without. I still carry. And you're right. That's just the name of the game. Yeah. I'd rather be with it than without.
Yeah.
These young boys crazy out here, man.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
I'll talk to you all later.
I know it. They are crazy. You know, that's how people think. Now, you heard that brother. That brother said he's a convicted felon. He's been in prison for a long time, but he'd rather get caught with it than get caught without it. I mean, yeah, you're 20. Yeah, out of prison for 20-some years. So, okay, go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead. Go ahead, Marcus. Marcus.
You know, yeah, I'm here. I'm working on getting mine. I mean, but I would say to people, be watchful of your surroundings. When you pull up at the gas station, there are certain gas stations I don't go to. And for those of you who are in the area of 99th and Halsted, just because it's quiet at the Gulf gas station and the BP and the Shell and the other one on the other side of the bridge, please be aware of your surroundings. Please watch young people when they pull up in a car and it's 4 or 5 of them getting out and they look rowdy. You don't want to be at that gas station. You want to move on for your own safety. And sometimes the young women, don't underestimate the young ladies. They carjack people too. They rob people too. And what's even more sad, Martin, is that some of these parents are in with their kids robbing people. That's just as sad as it gets. How do we prevent that? I really don't have an answer to it. All I can say is people need to be watchful. Parents need to raise their kids better. As far as the parents that's out there with their kids acting, doing the violence with their kids, and I don't know what to say about them. I mean, I'm trying to use the word doomed, but
yeah. Hold on, Marcus. Let Vicky say something.
And if I may add something.
Go ahead, Vicky.
If I may say.
Go ahead, Vicky. Hold on, y'all. My phone hung up. Is that my phone? Hold on, everybody. My phone hung up. Oh my God. It does that sometime. Hold on. I don't know why it does that, but it. All right. Hold on, people. Hold on. Phone hung up. They do that sometime. That's T-Mobile, y'all. Hold on.
Hey, caller, this is Martin
Hold on,
G,
Vicky.
a.k.a. The Crime Chaser, live, uncut, unedited broadcast. Just before you speak, please turn down all your audio. Please turn them off or down, and do not have us on speakerphone so we won't have an echo, and we'll be with you shortly. Thank you so much.
Vicky, you got my
So
phone
there
hung
you-
up. Vicky, you got to start all over again. I'm sorry. You got to start because my phone hung
Oh,
up and I
wow.
couldn't hear you. I'm so sorry. We didn't hear you. We didn't hear you because my phone
said-
disconnected.
That's
Go,
okay.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I said discussing crime, just like Marcus said, with these gas stations and all of the things we're discussing right now, we can provide a list for our new mayor because he's going to meet with the police chiefs so they can be watchful of these areas, post up and push them more and more out in the open, and then we can solve some of these crimes in our neighborhoods. It's not snitching. It's just providing safety for those who want to go and get gas and not have to go all the way to Indiana where they feel safer. I'm
telling you. And, you know, I lived in the area and there was a gas station literally a block and a half away from me. And I think I went to that gas station maybe four times in 3 years because it was too much activities. And that's a good idea, Vicky Lowe. I'm going to consider that. That's a good idea. Good idea. Because we need, and some of these stores too, they need to be identified as trouble spots.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Marcus? I think that's a great idea.
And that's a start.
Yeah, that's a start. Go ahead, Marcus.
Might I add?
Yeah.
Alleys. The alley behind my house. All right. At a certain time of night, I don't take out the garbage. And I got a German Shepherd dog. I still don't take out the garbage because the lighting is poor in the alley. There are businesses behind me. They need cameras. If they put cameras in the alley, pointing in the alley, in a well-lit alley, that will be a deterrent to crime too, because now you got the community watching. Now, around my house, we have 3 types of patrols. We have the private security, then we have the Chicago police, and we have the state troopers, because I'm by the expressway. So the state troopers patrol around through here too. But that gas station right there, 99th and Halsted, the Gulf gas station, is the worst in the city because it's quiet, but it'll sneak up on you. A lot of stuff go on there, and people go straight on the expressway.
So that's another thing.
And Marcus gave a good point about lighting.
He said what?
He talking about
because
that
too many of our streets
Yeah. Go ahead, Vicky.
have no light. Too many of our streets have no lights. You can go down one block and have light, and then the next block have dim light. We need to bring back the bright light. We were trying to save energy, but that doesn't work because it's too dark on Chicago streets. We need to bring back those bright lights that we had long ago. I think this was in the Daily era when they changed all the lights out to save energy or something, and those lights do nobody any justice, because that causes crime as well.
So
people also need to listen to their dog. If you have a dog in your backyard, some blocks have lots of dogs. Those dogs are not barking for nothing. You need to look out the back when you hear those dogs going on, because something is going on. And it might be a rat, it might be a squirrel, but it don't hurt to look out the back, because it could be somebody getting robbed.
That's true. So we came up with a list of things. We know, okay, we said crime prevention tips. Search your youngster's bedroom when they leave. We came up with these gas stations. We got to identify these gas stations. Also, Marcus talking about that gas station around his area on 99th and Halsted, which is right there by the expressway, it's a quiet gas station, but it's a lot of activity going on. One person said on here on 116th and Halsted by that Maxwell, don't go there after 8 o'clock because there's a lot of carjacking going on right there too. You know, you got that one right there on 79th Street right off Stony Island. That's another little place. You got one on 75th. People, we just have to be careful, real careful, both males and females. So these are crime prevention. It's getting ready to get warm. I'm telling y'all, people, You could, like Vicky Lowe said, you could be driving down the street and minding your own business. That don't mean nothing can't happen to you. Because Pookie and Ray Ray could be shooting at each other and hit an innocent person just standing in line for some groceries or just driving by. So these things that we had to be aware. And this is what I do too, people. When I see people speeding, all right, somebody here. When I see people speeding, doing 40, 50 miles in the 20 mile per hour, I pull over, let them go. I pull over. I let them go. I go to the side. I don't do it. I let them go on because you know what? Hey, let me let you get out the way because I don't know if you're running for something or you know if I think you're trailing me too much, I'm gonna keep circling around because see that's another way they carjack you too. They follow you. And if you see a car that's trying to cut you off in front of it, jump in front of you, you better get up out of there, reverse and do what you got to do. I tell you, you better ride, run, drive for your life. You got to do what you got. I can't tell you that on live, but you got to do what you got to do. That's all I'm going to tell you. They're going to say, well, the crime chaser told me to run them over. So y'all ain't going to get me like that. So, you know, hey, I just say protect yourself at all costs. That's all I'm going to say. They can't get me for that. So I'm going to do what I got to do to protect myself. Trust me. That's what I'm going to do.
Also, watch out for people walking out in front of you.
Right.
Watch out for people walking out in front of you to slow you down to get you carjacked. There are people who are working on the street with the carjackers.
Mm-hmm.
They'll walk to you knowing that you have to stop to avoid hitting them. If at all possible, and you got the light, drive around them like a cone and keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, Martin, I want to warn the ladies, please, if somebody taps you from behind, don't worry about your vehicle. Do not get out your vehicle to see the accident. Drive somewhere where you feel secure, like a police station. If it's a real accident, they're going to follow you to the police station. Do not get out and argue about your car getting hit because sometimes that can be a setup for a jacket.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And let me just say to the people on here listening, we're not going to use these white folks talking points. If you're not going to lock everybody up and stop crime. That's just not going to happen. I just want to say that too. Because, you know, that old-fashioned police and old style of thinking, grandma yesteryear, throw the key, lock them up and throw away the key, that don't work. Trust me. We got millions of black men all around this country locked up and people still are getting shot and killed, but they locked up. So that's not going to stop it too. Let me tell y'all, so we had to come up with other little things, and that's why we're talking about crime prevention. I'm trying to keep us from being a victim of things like that. You know, because you got a lot of people out here that's, you know, just like you go to work and work 8 hours a day, they go out here to look to commit crime. They're hustling too. But yours are legit, theirs are illegal. They out there, they ready to break in your car, they ready to carjack you, they ready to snatch your purse, whatever it take. Whatever it take, that's what they're willing to do. We're dealing with a new mind. We're dealing with a new breed of criminals. The youngest criminal out there might be 9 or 10 years old. And I'm talking about black people right now. That's what I'm talking about. I'm sticking with our race right now. I got to tell the truth and shame the devil. And so, people, we have to be careful when we allow people to use our cell phones. Can I use your phone? So most time I say, well, hey, you know what? What's the number? If I do that, I put my phone on loud mic and I hold it in my hand real tight. But if I get any bad vibe from me, I probably said, no, I can't do it. I'm sorry. So that's another thing. That's another thing. So we got to be careful. And like you said, Vicky, that's a great idea. We need to get all these hot spots together and present it to the mayor. Yeah. To the police. All these.
And not only that.
Yeah.
We need to put them on social media.
Yeah.
Like that gas.
Yes, I agree, Mark.
I didn't even know about that one. But we need to put that on social media. They're also robbing DoorDash people. They also, what they do is they'll call and make a delivery.
Right.
So for those people who do food delivery, they'll send you to a location and it'll be a female that make the call. It'll be a group of guys to stick you up for everything that you own. People need to be aware of that. That's going on out here in the Roseland neighborhood. It's going on in Inglewood, too, between 68th and Green and Halsted. in that area. Sometimes they'll send you to an abandoned house. If you are sent to an abandoned house, don't even get out the car. Pull off, go to another block company and tell them the address is not available. And they'll cancel the order. It's not worth you getting robbed.
Okay.
And we can call that tips of prevention or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Rob, before you say so,
Okay,
Marcella, hold on, Robert. Before Marcella, she said they are robbing people for dogs too again. That's another, you know, them little toy dogs and you know them dogs, they rob them for that, so be careful. Okay, go ahead, Robert. Go ahead, Robert. I just want to say that. Go ahead, Robert. You've been patient. Go ahead.
Okay. What I could do, I could write down a list of names for those gas stations, Martin, and then what I do, I text it to you.
Okay, you could do that. That's cool.
Okay, it's gonna take me a couple of days. I'm
make no
difference
start
on that today.
Yeah, they can post it on here. Yeah, and another thing too. Trevor said, let me read what he just said. He just put up here. Let me see. He just said that I missed that. Hold on. He put a long paragraph. Let me try. I ain't gonna be able to get it all, but I'll get some of it. He said a friend of mine just told me yesterday about her upstairs neighbor who is the father to a grown daughter who lives with him along with a handful of grandchildren. She said they signed for a computer of an ex-neighbor who moved several months ago. So, I mean, it's more than that, but that's all I can see on the screen. So people, that's another thing. You got to watch out for your mail. When your mail coming, your FedEx or your Amazon packages, you have to watch out for that. You don't want to get into it with your neighbors. A lot of us have doorbell rings. If you're in a home, get you some type of doorbell ringer so you can see things going on in front and in back and in the alley. If you're coming in your house for garage. Now, if you know it's a car following you, don't go to your garage and open up your garage and bag up in it. Don't do that. Don't do that. We talking about crime prevention, people. That's what we talk. We're not talking about politics. So these are things that we can avoid from becoming a victim of other people. And that's all I'm saying.
And another thing, Martin, people are using, this is another crime that's going on. People are using, like if you live in a building, using your apartment number, getting those pills delivered on your apartment number. You get them in the mail. You need to turn them in to the police because you know it's not yours, but it's got your address on it, and they looking to get it. And they using your address to receive.
They getting what, pills, you say? What are they getting, Vicky Lowe?
Yeah. I had a friend that the pills were I had a friend that her pills were delivered to her address, but it was somebody in the neighborhood that used her address to get them. And while she working, they thought that they were going to be able to receive them before she got home. But she didn't go to work that day, and she received them.
And let me just say this, and I know y'all going to be mad at me for saying this. Those Arab stores that's out there selling loose cigarettes to our teenagers. Now, I kind of can overlook if it's an adult, but to these young teenagers, you selling tobacco products to our young teenagers, you need to call them in. If you see it, call them in, report them. Yeah. Now, I can understand adults, but teenagers, no. So you need to call them. If you see any gas station or any corner store that's out there selling our teenagers tobacco products, they need to be reported. I'm sorry, people. This is just how it is. I wouldn't want nobody selling my 14-year-old daughter some blunts. Yeah. Even though she may smoke blunts, I don't know, but you're not gonna help that behavior. That's all. You know, that's all I'm saying. I don't like that when they sell our young teenagers tobacco, because guess what? They're not gonna do it to theirs. They're not gonna allow it, and we should have the same standard as well. That's what I was thinking about, people. I don't know what made me have to.
Also,
go ahead, Marcus.
Also watch your surroundings, because it might not be a cop following you. These young kids will walk up on you like they walking past your house, and you going in your house, they'll run up on you and pull a gun on you and take everything you got. And for those of you who got those little toy dogs, I love dogs, but you might want to trade them in for a German Shepherd or train that toy dog to bite the hell out of somebody. Because a dog can defend you now. A dog can defend you no matter what size they are. If they're trained to bite, you ain't just got it to pet. You want to train that dog to bite when it has to bite, to use them teeth. Get you a German Shepherd, get you a Rottweiler, get you a Pit Bull. In the state of Illinois, a landlord cannot bar you from not having a dog. You can have a dog. Those white folks downtown got all type of dogs in them big buildings. You can have a dog. And if you're in a high crime area, you best tell that real estate management a toy dog ain't gonna do me no good unless you providing security in this building. I need a big dog that's gonna tear some ass up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah. All right. And I'm just saying, it's a list of things. I know some of y'all missed it. Y'all just came in, but this is serious. It's getting warm, Marcus and Vicky Lowe and Robert. It's getting warm. And you know, when the weather get warmer, the climb just it elevates, it climbs, you know, and people are trying to hustle. They looking to get some money, some quick, fast money. And they gonna prey on the weak. Trust me. And when you have your car, don't leave your purse, don't leave nothing visible. Those of you to conceal and carry, take that pistol and put it in the trunk or lock it in the glove department. If you go into a store that don't allow you to carry your gun in, you have to do that. You can't allow these thieves, because I've known when people carjack people, and not only they got carjacked, but their weapons inside the car. They got the weapon too, both. They got two for one, if I may use that street term. So it's real out here, people. So don't think it's real. And those of us that allow our children to drive our car and they want to pick up these rowdy friends, that's another thing too. We have to monitor our children that we lend our car to. We have to do that, you know. It's serious, people. It's very serious.
And another thing, Martin, I know that guns will prevent a lot of the crime, because look at Indiana. They don't come up in Indiana acting like that because they know mostly everybody in Indiana carries, and they will shoot you. So they don't come up in Indiana with that nonsense in their malls. They don't jack as much. They got some jacking, but not a lot, like we do here in Chicago.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that carjacking.
Well, these young people
Go ahead, Marcus.
I was going to say, a lot of these kids have been through the system so much up here, they know how it operates. They know that they're going to get away with it. Indiana is one of them red states. Indiana and Wisconsin ain't playing that mess. They are locking them up if they catch them. And yes, in Indiana, people will shoot you. I don't know about Wisconsin, but Indiana, and I'll go so far as to jump to Texas. Texas, people will shoot you down. Illinois needs to make it allowable for you to I feel you should carry a gun on CTA, any public place, because you might be the lifesaver of a whole lot of people.
I agree with that. There's so much going on.
I agree with
CTA.
that, but
I definitely agree
that's
with
our
that.
laws.
I definitely agree with that, Marcus. Okay, well, nobody say. I agree with that.
We need to be packing on CTA. There are some landlords that don't allow you to conceal and carry. I stood up in St. Sabina when they first came out with this and told a white woman, I won't be renting from you because you're telling me I can't protect myself. I will not be renting from you, because they don't want people to have guns. And it's really to this. They don't want black people to have guns to protect
Well, how would they
themselves.
know, Marcus? Because conceal and carry is your business.
Well, when you have to use that weapon, it becomes their business. Now, the police is called. If you kill somebody with it, the police is called. And now it's their business.
Yeah, even if you shoot somebody, it's their business. Right.
Yep.
So I hope.
But I believe
and another thing, Marty,
all the public transit, I believe teachers should be carrying guns, and I believe postal workers should be carrying guns, because it has gotten to that point where they're robbing the postal workers. Come on, if a people getting their tax returns, try direct deposit. Watch yourself going to the bank too.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, Martin, that I think would be good for Brandon to implement with the police department, just like Paul Vallis wanted to bring back old police, that Brandon could offer military, the military from the South and the West sides that would like to join the police force, because they're more disciplined, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
If he reach out to them and ask them to apply to be a policeman, that would be good for Chicago.
You mean more like the National Guard? That's what you probably mean. The military.
No, I mean more like the retired servicemen, like Army, Marines, Navy. A lot of them are retired now, and maybe they would be willing to join the force for even if it's a short period of time, because they're more militant. They know what to look for.
That ain't gonna happen.
They're not going to be judged by it.
No, they looking for fresh.
Oh, really?
They're looking for fresh legs, sister. They ain't looking for no old geezers. I'm sorry. They, and plus a lot of them guys that's retired and all them people, they're not going to go on the front lines anyway. They're not going to risk their life. They don't want to be in that part of policing. It's too much. Mm-hmm. That's too dangerous for them. Mm-hmm. They're looking. That's why they're looking for new recruits, young people, young people, young youth recruits. They're not looking for nobody 500 pounds, can't run, and you're old. They don't want that. They don't want that. So not shooting down what you said, Vicky, but I'm just telling you, they don't want that. Even with the retired police, if they come back, they're not going to come back and be on the front lines. They'll come back for like a sweet job or some paperwork.
I wouldn't want any of the retired ones to come back.
Right. I know. I'm just saying, if that was the case, for real. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot we need. We need to get a list of things that we could present with Brandon Johnson in the police department, and we need to identify all these tobacco selling stores. We need to identify all these gas stations that they selling drugs in front of, and loose squares to our teenagers. Now, I ain't mad at nobody that's trying to hustle, but if you out there selling them cigarettes and tobacco products to them teenagers, nah. And if you get caught buying it for them, that should be a problem too. Yeah.
And we need to identify these guys standing on these corners too.
Yeah.
Selling it to the kids.
Right.
They need to shut down. They do it all the time, and they do it.
Right.
But nobody reports it.
Yeah, I mean, because they
be selling them liquor.
And we need to identify.
It's because in the black community, people, and I got to make this about a black and white thing right now. They don't care. When I say they, the white dominant society, as long as drug dealing, drug pushing, gun shooting, violence, carjack, as long as it's contained in these high crime areas, they okay with it. Just don't bring it downtown and up on the north side. Remember, Vicky Lowe, those of us that live in these high crime areas, we've been complaining about crime for years and years and years. Now, all of a sudden, downtown say they afraid. Well, we've been afraid. When we gonna receive help?
Mm-hmm.
We got abandoned buildings. That's another thing too. If you have an abandoned building on your block,
buildings up.
Make sure that it get boarded up. Call 311-911. Don't wait. I know the owner, Martin. Don't wait on the owner. Call 311 so they can board. The city will charge them. City, because listen, especially if you got young teenagers, you got grandchildren that walk to school every day. All it takes is some pervert to snatch them and take them inside that vacant house and do whatever they want to do. God knows that can happen now. God forbid. Yeah. Same as garages. If you see a garage door that's beat up or whatever, and you can walk right in there, you need to report that as well. I'm telling you, people, these are the things that we can avoid.
Yep.
We can fix. This is something we can do.
People, we can report. Yes, we can. And we can report it even if you don't want to call in.
Right.
You can flood the emails. of the mayor's office. You can flood the emails of your alderman. I mean, just flood it till he can't take it anymore. And eventually they have to answer it. And if they don't do that, then we have to keep pushing because we got to make them accountable to make our neighborhood safe. And these are simple things we're asking.
I got a new caller. Hold on, y'all. Hey, new caller, 9433. Where you calling from? New caller.
Chicago. Hey, man.
How you doing? Come on, what you got for us? No politics today. We ain't in politics today. Hey. We talking about crime prevention. Go ahead.
All right.
Come on, talk to us.
Calling to say that the red line is dangerous. I'm just calling to say that the red line is dangerous, the green line is dangerous. And for my ladies, you all need to pay attention to your surroundings, off these phones. That generation is not caring.
So let me ask you a question. You sound all muffled up anyway. Now you just told us the red line is dangerous, the green line and all these lines are dangerous. So what if a person have to take these lines? What should they do? What should they avoid? If they, some people have to take these public transport. What'd you say?
Ride in the first car.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I actually had a lady run up on me one.
Okay.
Hold on 1 minute. I had a young lady run up on me on the red line, and just so happened I didn't have a purse. I had a bag, and she ran up on me and she told me loud pills and squares.
Okay.
Now I don't carry cash on me. Some of these homeless people want your money. They don't want food. They want your money. And if you don't give them your money, then that's when they try to attack
you. Okay. So what should we do if we come into a situation like that? I need some crime prevention tips now. I understand we identify the problems. Now, what can we do to avoid somebody getting into a hostile situation? Now, to me, is like I say, if you see a homeless person on the public transportation, they might be smelling, they may be loud and all that. And I'll say, most cases, don't give them no eye contact, because if you give them eye contact, they're gonna keep going and going and going. Don't give them no eye contact. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Pretend like you don't even see them or hear them. Even if you got to hold your breath if they smell so bad. Hold on, Robert. Hold on.
And you know what, Mark? You know what I bring with me?
Yeah. Hold on.
I bring a Bible with me, something to read.
No, well, you need to keep your eyes open, baby, on that train, because I ain't gonna lie to you. You need to be watching your surroundings. I mean, the Bible's good, but you need to keep your eyes open, because it's a lot going on the red line, the blue line, and green line. There's a lot going on. There's nothing wrong with reading the Bible, but you got to be alert. And see, that's what they want. They want somebody that they think that's not paying attention. You are the perfect candidate. I'm just telling you, these are things that the police should be explaining to our people, because them headphones in your ear, you should not have both of your ears plugged with the headphone. It should be one plug in your ear, and that's it. The other ear you can hear, and the other you listen to music with. You still have to pay attention to your surroundings, ladies. You have to do that. And you still not in the clear. Hold on. You still, hold it. You still not in the clear because you got 20 people on one train. So don't think that's safety either. Because, you have some people watch somebody do something to you, and all they do is pull out their cell phone, and then they won't say anything. That's the type of day and age we living in. They ain't going to help you. They're going to pull out their cell phone and record it. But go ahead. Somebody want to say something. Go ahead. Somebody.
Another good safety tip, if you own.
Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, I was saying, if you is on the red and green line, if you're on the red and green line, always ride in the first car. Don't never go to the car that's empty, because that's a red flag too. The car that's empty could be a red flag.
Okay.
because that opened up the door for criminals. Because like
Okay.
when they go to that last car, they're okay, it's about 5 people here. I got them. So always ride in the first car where the conductor is at.
Okay.
And you know what else, Martin? We got to also put this on the list. Stop letting people sell stuff on the train. They walk through, and if you don't look at them, don't give them any eye contact, they get mad if you don't buy a cigarette, or they selling loud, they selling cigarettes, they selling oils. Stop all that selling on the train as well and bagging. We got to stop all of that.
What Brandon needs to do is reinstate the motorman. Put the motorman back on the train. They only this time give them some security power where they can stop all that. They used to stop all that. They didn't allow that in the 80s and the early 90s when they would catch them selling stuff on the train. Because a lot of them that's a decoy to rob you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. Now, Deborah House, Mama House she said that, Martin, these kids are selling lazy marijuana. I believe that too. Yeah, I believe that. And so, I mean, we said a lot of things today, people. We said a lot of things. We've been on here an hour or something. What else? So we talked about the red line. We talked about sitting in cars. We talked about checking these our children room. We're talking about these gas stations that's selling underage teenagers tobacco products. We talk about these stores, and we talking about these dark alleys, them not going. We talk about these dark blocks, all these things. We talk about the Maxwell restaurants. We shouldn't. And listen, people, a lot of y'all come from the club at nighttime. Y'all want to get something to eat. You're hungry. You want to go to these little Maxwell. That's not but a place to get robbed. That's all what it is. A place to get robbed. You out 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're half naked. You run up there, you're gonna get you a Polish because you're hungry and all that. And that's the perfect place for you to be a victim. Seriously, I'm serious. Y'all calling the land.
And another thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Vicky. Go ahead.
We need to hold these restaurants like the Maxwell House accountable if anybody gets hurt in front of their restaurant, because they can provide security as well. You want us to patronize you, then you need to provide security, and then that'll stop some of the crime around their establishment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we trying to work on.
I know the one on Roosevelt. The one on Roosevelt have 2 armed security guards.
Mm-hmm.
Now the ones in the hood, I don't know about them, but they should. And the gas stations should also be accountable, because if you get carjacked at a gas station, it should be an armed security guard outside, and it should be one inside. They got the money to afford that. They can prevent that from happening at the gas station. Mm-hmm. They don't want to.
They don't want to invest, and they figure that.
Sometimes people don't understand nothing until you sue them. When our black people start suing these gas station owners and these restaurant owners, when one of their loved ones get hurt or killed, they'll stop the crime then, because you got to hurt them in the pocket sometimes.
Mm-hmm. You definitely, I agree with that. So, people, I hope all this information been good for you guys, because it's getting warm, people, and every day getting warm. I'm like, I'm not chasing crime as much. I do still do it, but I think about it, I was like, man, I got to tell my people they gotta watch out, because it's out here, people. It's out here. People are hungry out here. And you said, well, Martin, once they go get a job, that is their job, to commit crime. That's what they've made they hard to do, commit crime. They don't want to work, some of them. And that's why we have to be careful, be watchful, be mindful, be prayerful, and all that. And ladies, don't forget them little earpieces in your ear. 1, not 2. Keep one ear open where you can hear what's going on here. Because, see, some of y'all get in y'all zone, and y'all get it. Even the men, I see you walking down the street with both things on your ear, and listen, somebody walk right up on you and put something in your back. You don't know if it's a gun, a toy gun, or what. And, hey, and it might be a gun. It can happen. It can happen, people. Trust me. And ladies, if you're living in a high rise and a strange person gets on the elevator with you, you've never seen before, nothing like that, get off on the wrong floor. You know what to do. You got to do it. You have to protect yourself, people. Women, you guys are the most vulnerable out of everybody. The women. You are the light target. I would say the weakest link, if I may use that term. Not calling y'all weak, but that's what they love preying on women, because they know the women got the jobs, the cars, the houses, and all that. They know that. So that's where they're going, where the money's at. So you women have to be really careful. I tell you, be careful leaving your keys in your car running, just run into the thing real quick and all that. Even when you at the gas pump and using your credit card and you right there standing by your car, you should cut your car off. I'm just telling you guys now, you can do what you want now. You grown, you pay your own bills, but you can't say I didn't tell you. The scripture said warning comes before destruction. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm warning you with the little expertise that I know. Now, it's so many other things that I don't know what they're doing out there, but the things that I do know what they're doing, I'm willing to share with you guys. I'm willing to exchange ideas, because I hate to see anybody on here like somebody steal from them. Nobody likes that. You feel violated when you get stolen or get something stolen from you or robbed. I tell you. And, and
it's a feeling that.
Go ahead, Marcus.
It's a feeling that you cannot describe. I feel today, after being carjacked, I have these little thoughts in my head, like, what could I have done to prevent it? Sometimes you feel stupid. You feel violated. Even though I got another car, even though I got my camera equipment back, you still feel violated. You feel like something is missing from you. A part of you was stolen from you. You don't never get over it.
Actually, you feel scared. I mean, you look behind you all the time. Once you've been robbed or carjacked, you always look in your car before you get in. I mean, that feeling never leaves you, and you stop at a stoplight, you looking around, you ready all the time after that carjacking or after that robbery.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I got one more. I got a last call, and that's going to be it, people. I think that's Reb, 6112. I think that's Reb. Come on, Reb, I'm going to end it with you. I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Me and Marcus, we got a show to do today, so I don't know if I'll be coming on live. That's why I came on early today. Marcus, don't forget, we got to be there at 5 o'clock, right? Marcus.
Yep.
Okay.
Can TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I just want to that's why I'm doing this. Reb, is that you on live? 6112.
Yeah.
Come on, brother. I'm going to end with you. Come on with it. I'm going to end with you. Go ahead.
All right, got you.
We're not talking about politics.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to just...
Reb, we're not talking about politics. We're talking about, crime prevention and stuff like that. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, brother. I just want to...
Right, crime prevention. Yeah. Which is very important. I just wanted to say how important it is, because our young people are dealing with this traumatic situation where, of course, we know they feel like there's no hope, let alone nothing to do. And I believe when it comes to this crime prevention, and what I'm happy to hear about Brandon Johnson plan is how he's talking about youth double them and giving them jobs. You know what I'm saying? This job thing is gonna be very good for kids that's definitely out there. And I believe not only is it gonna be like we gotta understand the creativity of jobs. You know, there's a lot of small business, or there's a lot of individual entrepreneurs out here, even as myself, that may have contracts and can use more resources with the city and getting contracts because they got hands-on. Like me, for the last 2 years, I do pest control. I cut hair, and I do landscaping in the summertime and everything. But I can't be as fortunate I would like to in helping the young people, because I can take loss because of not having the resources of more income.
You know, so contracts with the city, contracts with the park districts and things like that, and dealing with landscape creates jobs. You know, there's a lot of abandoned storefronts. There's a lot of abandoned houses that's still owned by the banks or still owned by the city, and somewhat where need cleanup, especially if we want to get into the point of reinvestment inside these communities. But you can give these jobs to these young people and these and entrepreneurs out here that can hire young people and paying them a decent wage of a salary weekly. You know what I'm saying? So I think that thinks about things, and if we can get I say an alliance of entrepreneurs together that deal in landscape and deal in things like that, you know, that's something that we could propose to Brandon Johnson, letting them know that, hey, we can get help funding and helping and investing inside our community, dealing with the young people. And I think that would be a great idea too. So yeah, that's what I want to say.
Write it down. Thank you, Rev.
Find a way to skin a cat.
Okay, listen, ladies and gents, I thank you. This is live, uncut, unedited. I'm not sure if I'm gonna come on tonight. I might not, but I did want to come on earlier, and it just felt I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I'm tired of politics right now. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate Brandon Johnson one. I want to get back to my program, get back on crime prevention and crime. And I want to focus this year more so on crime prevention, people. So that's what, you know, those of you that have crime prevention ideas, just put them on the page in the messages. Those that don't want to call in, it's cool. And I'm quite sure that we've said some things today that would help somebody. I've learned some things today. You know, so a certain gas station by Marcus' house, I used to go to the gas station because it's right by the expressway. I ain't going over there no more, period. That's out the door. I'm not going there, period. And you know I wasn't eating that Maxwell Market. I know I ain't stopping there late at night, no way. 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and all that on 116th, 79th Street, even on 75th. I'm not stopping at none of them places. Not me, not at all. You ain't gonna have me sitting down like a sitting duck. You know, that it ain't gonna happen. That's waiting. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Just think about it. You go order your food, right? And you come back to your car and sit on wait on your food. Somebody tap on your window with a gun, tell them get out. It can happen. You got a better chance when you order your food, stand outside your car, not sitting, because when you sit in the car, you are vulnerable. When you standing outside your car, you can see your surroundings. Then you can think what you can do. That's all I'm saying. People, this is serious. If y'all want to slow this, reduce this crime, y'all better listen to some of these ideas. I'm telling you, because the police cannot be everywhere. The police doing the same thing I'm doing. They responding to crime. They're not preventing crime. They're responding to crime. All right? And don't forget, mamas, dads, y'all got to do y'all job too with them babies. Y'all got to do the job with them babies. Y'all have to. All right, so I'm gonna leave it right there. I see you. Hey, Marcus, what time we gotta be there? 5, right?
Thank you, Martin.
All right, thank you so much.
Yep, 5.
Okay. All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is live, uncut, unedited. I appreciate you, Vicky Lowe. Appreciate you, Reb, Marcus, everybody else. I can't remember. Martin. All right, thank you guys so much. And if I missed somebody, I'm sorry. I tried to get everybody, but it is what it is. And make sure y'all share this video. Somebody need to hear this. All right, thank y'all. You already know what it is. What is it? Live, uncut. We tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. I don't know about none of y'all, but I love being black. All right.